Call to order the special council meeting of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dalton Raglan this 20th day of March, 2024 at 7:02 p.m. As we gather this evening, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. We are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. And the roll call, Councillor Banks.
Yeah.
Councillor Copwell. Here. Councillor Keller.
Here.
Councillor Quad.
Present.
Okay. We also have a resolution to adopt the agenda that reads, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Dalton Raglan adopt the agenda as submitted. Can I get a mover for that, please? I can move. Councillor Copwell, seconded by Councillor Banks. Any questions, comments?
No.
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Yes, the motion is carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest with anything on the agenda tonight?
Nothing.
No. Seeing none. The purpose of our meeting is a budget discussion, and Virginia has presented us with a draft budget, I think, that has been amended since the last budget meeting. Any questions or comments? I had a few questions.
What's your page by page? Me as well.
I have just some general questions before we start. What's so this increase, this is a balanced budget, this amended budget? Okay. Is the request from the hospital included in this amended version?
It's not, but that's up for items to discuss.
Okay.
We go through the budget.
And we have an amount in the reserve, I believe, for physician recruitment. How much?
30,540.
Okay. And, I haven't seen a reserve schedule. Are we reducing our reserves balance anything from last year?
Process, yeah.
Yeah, I know some of them are, specific reserves like OCI.
Yeah.
And those that are general reserves.
Yeah, I know we had that.
Okay.
It is ending December 31st, 2023.
So our working funds down. The roads, reserve of 690,000, is that, reserve, like earmarked or anything in particular, or is it just general? The balance is 600, that's just general? Or does that include OCRF and all of that?
The total for these.
I'm just-
Schedule last meeting.
I have one, yeah. Is that one?
I was gonna say.
From the last meeting, so that sent them to you.
Okay.
I can get your copy.
Okay.
Was it sent out or just handed out?
Just
It was
have.
handed out the last meeting.
So,
Okay.
so I probably. Would all members of council want one for the meeting?
Could be good.
Yeah. So,
I have one, I have mine.
Well, you had it, that's one
Yeah,
I should have.
So
We got it.
I guess then my question would be, how much are we reducing our reserve balance by?
I know I had it added up last time.
Like 100,000 roads,
Yeah.
23,000 in general, and that's when you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it.
Pulling out some from waste, for example.
All the waste one was
That was
money we budgeted last year, so
It's
that's not I just mean in our general reserve balance.
The whole thing.
No, just not reserves that are earmarked, like
Oh,
the gas tax and the LCIF and those ones, because I mean, there's that though.
Yeah.
But just in general, like we could use them for anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so then we can continue. However you wanna proceed. So I thought you thought,
Start on page 2 and then.
Yeah, maybe well.
Yeah. Highlight any changes or if we have any, questions.
So on page 2, you will notice the increase in taxation, that's the 4% that council discussed at the last meeting.
and what's that, what's the percentage?
4%.
4%?
So,
The only change on that page.
Have we heard about all of the grants yet? No. Any of them? No. Okay. Does this budgeting season? Is that enough? We can say that. We can do that, I think. We do those.
No, it's not.
Not.
Anything else in page 2?
Is there plans for the community garden this year?
We have some small plans, we're gonna try and use up the rest of the funds, yeah. And, what was it,
596.
Yeah.
596 left. We still, actually, there was a garden shed purchased for the first year, it hasn't been put up yet, and, that'll probably cover the cement pad for.
Do we have anyone to look after it?
There has been a couple of volunteers the last couple of years to kind of keep it going, but we'll see what spring brings, I guess.
On page 3 there, why did you change that last one miscellaneous just by $5? We got 5 last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So.
just went through the
we
books.
when we went through all of the budget and made all of our adjustments and changes, we were $5.
Oh,
That's made up for it.
okay.
You plug it. You plug it.
yeah.
Page 4, you'll notice the P study of the general working funds reserves. And an increase in OCIF. And Jordan can speak to that when we get to those.
Yeah. That's about a $50,000 increase.
I will explain.
Yeah. No,
No.
no,
We'll get there.
yeah.
Page 4.
What's the modernization gonna be used for?
That is the fire,
Part of it, we have our representative,
Okay, yeah.
and the other part of it for the, maybe it's more in the,
asset management.
Yes.
How much was the fire?
Don't forget.
I think it's in the fire engineering years.
No, because it's included in the general under the modernization.
Oh, yeah, so it's not kind of.
We don't have those.
Like this. 23,000. The tax, something like that. Roughly.
That's for fire.
And the risk management?
That was the community risk assessment, something that we needed to do, it's a provincial mandate.
How much was it, oh, I forget.
We didn't talk about that last year.
Yeah.
Yes, but
It was good last year, just finding that today.
I know, I was just trying to, the amounts for both.
But
Page 5, general government, I just increased a few of the numbers that make it a little more comparable to last year's actuals.
the modernization capital is,
Yeah, those are our, so the fire risk assessment.
oh, that's, it.
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
The other part you think about it?
Thinking in hindsight, we should have included the members of council remuneration and the fire department volunteers in our pay study,
yeah,
but I guess it's too late now. Have you talked to her already?
Yes.
And
And, we are having another meeting next week. So.
okay. Okay. The other question I had, the insurance costs are in here, the actual for the.
Yeah, the actions.
Yes. How much did our insurance go up this year?
8%.
Oh, that's not too bad. Some of them really got getting big.
No changes on page 7 to fire. No changes to page 8 on building. Building services. You will notice salary increasing those up this year,
The which?
because of leasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
20,000.
Back on page 5, nothing IT related for this year?
No,
No,
it's nothing, it's not gonna do.
Transportation. I was wondering when, for winter maintenance, we've spent over the past 2 years, not over 50,000, and we budgeted 100,000. Because half our winter maintenance for this year will be,
Exactly, so as the price of sand has gone up, and we've switched from one source to another and a different way of doing it,
yeah,
this year, we are probably gonna see a pretty significant
okay,
increase in it. That is based off of stock from previous years and now it gets applied into the budget.
okay,
So I anticipate this year we're gonna see
okay.
an increase.
Different question.
I see you dropped vehicle maintenance by 15.
We drop the equipment maintenance.
Yeah, sorry, equipment.
Just kind of went back through my plans and we were able to shave a little bit of money off in there to help lower the overall budget. I don't anticipate anything huge, so I can We pulled it back a little bit.
Well, our
And same as
equipment
culverts.
We're slowly getting our equipment back to a more healthy stage, so we should be able to
Yeah.
see a bit of a decrease in.
And I noticed culverts getting knocked off.
Yes, we've knocked out some of the culverts again to try and mitigate the bottom line.
Okay.
I had planned on doing no culverts to do a couple of summers and we kind of pulled it back a little bit just to spread it out, yeah.
Okay.
We're pretty much out of stock on our smaller,
Oh,
12-inch and 16-inch stuff's pretty much all gone. We do go by the area, you'll see a lot of the bigger 24, 30-inch, 36-inch. There's a lot of that stock, we don't use a lot of that generally, there's a lot of.
smaller
stock
ones
down
are
there.
generally, maybe.
Yeah. Trying to obtain a few more, just the projects coming up.
Building maintenance, which buildings are we working on?
I have planned for some garage doors, one for here, one for Quadville, and it's time to upgrade the heat in the Quadville shop as well, it's still running the old oil furnace. Knock on wood, we haven't had any problems with it this year, so, but it's time for it to go. We were able to move a little bit out of the used loader, and by the way, we did obtain the used loader this year. We negotiated a better price. From the original 65, we got it for 59. And $700 for delivery, so that's good. We did all right with that, so we were able to shave a little bit off there. You will see an increase in the Cedar Grove Road. That's where you see the increase on the OCIF lane.
okay.
My initial budget included a surface treatment, we bumped it up to hot mix asphalt,
And how far is that from the boat?
2.5 kilometers,
So just Johnny Shoes?
where it was originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just with the quality of the material that I'd seen last year, I think we need to move away from chip and dip roads. It's-
Yeah.
Yes, it is upfront a lot less cost, but in the end,
Doesn't last as long.
it doesn't last as long. You still have to seal coat that every 4 to 5 years. And it's still costing you, so in the end, it's probably costing you more to have.
Yeah, that was always my comment, like if you looked at truly the lifespan of asphalt
Yeah,
compared to chip and dip, how much per kilometer does it actually cost? It's like,
Yeah.
I will figure that out.
okay,
I can do that. But yeah. Now, saying that, we did reduce our projects, we initially had Cedar Grove and Trout Lake, we pulled Trout Lake out for this year. What my plan is with that is to combine it with the Rooston Road chunk that we're gonna pulverize this year. And have a roughly 2.5 kilometers again next year.
you said it'd be all in the same area generally.
Yeah, that's, I
Yeah.
wanna group those two together, it'll be a little more attractive for
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, it's not so much as a big.
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, save some money, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And then we have next year, so
Yeah.
we're still gonna try and go ahead and get the ditching and culverts completed down there.
Yes.
And we're ready to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the spring we can get to it.
Yeah.
So that's the plan there. If council's okay with that.
Sounds good.
At least it's getting done.
Go ahead. And we still plan, River Road, we plan on pulverizing the remaining portions of it as well. Should be a little more work down there, so I can see that probably a 2-year project, and then we'll consider some hot mix of that thing. So it kind of spreads out over the next 3 years, we have our projects lined up. One thing we also pulled out was Cormac Road. After reviewing the asset management plan, it's not calling for any work this year, so we decided to pull it. So talks with the working foreman, he had some concerns with it and was suggesting that it be done, but we're gonna try and hold off on that too. So we'll complete all the roads, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's the plan. Other than that, we pulled some other equipment too.
Yeah.
You've seen
Oh, yeah, we took the steamer out and we readjusted the roadside mower pricing in there.
Okay.
So we found a better price there, so that helped.
I was gonna say, looking ahead in the agenda, it looks like you have some firm up prices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so. Things a little better, so that helped a lot with the bottom line.
Yes.
More than that, that's about it. This council has any further questions?
No, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
changes on pages 11, 12. 13 is the same, and then we time to page 14, which is recreation, and we use some adjustments there. And grounds, building and equipment needs. Someone to speak on
I
that?
can speak to that as well. One thing under grounds maintenance, I know there was a little bit of discussion about it last year. About the grass being cut before and after our summer students.
Yeah.
I'm obtaining a contractor to do that. I did reach out, get some pricing, and that number is included in the grounds maintenance. So if council is interested in proceeding with that, we can look at it, maybe at a regular meeting.
I think we should, because it was pretty awful looking.
Yeah,
And our, you know, like we just need to have some maintenance done before the 1st of July.
yeah, sure. So that was the difference there. We pulled back the old maintenance and couldn't think for it was to accommodate the increase in there.
Was there a discussion on the community center donation? Remember they had asked us in January about increasing their grant because of the snow plowing and the supplies for the bathrooms.
The recreation?
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd have, if council did discuss
Yeah.
that briefly at the last.
Yeah, we did discuss.
so you're not increasing it?
We didn't decide, well, we said no with the last meeting, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's still open for discussion at one time.
I mean, I wouldn't, the part of the agreement they signed is that they are responsible for the supplies for the bathroom. But I wondered if there was some consideration given to them. Is that what they need us? Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they, did they give them an amount they were asking for?
This is some numbers.
Yeah. Oh, I could have read it out. I thought everybody would have done. No, we didn't have it.
I think I have read it all.
Yeah, you read it off those last time, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted 1,200 for snow plowing, 500 for sanding. And then there's cleaning of the bathrooms. I don't know, how much is it, Kevin?
For the year cleaning,
Yeah,
1672
and the supplies,
supplies were, 532.75.
yeah, the agreement they signed, they're responsible for that. Mhm. So, I mean, it's an agreement, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know myself, I thought the plowing was a lot. So I asked John, and John said he only charged this year for plowing $600.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, I would be more. I would be more to just set an amount and say this is not gonna be like $1,000,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and not, give the actual cost because.
well, because that can change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have a big snow.
No,
No,
I think I only pulled the driveway maybe 3 to 4 times at the most.
Yeah,
Inflation is all year over year or not?
Pardon?
Is it, should look at inflation costs year over year or just?
yeah, because this $3,000 has been how many years?
So I was wondering,
All
It was that when I was on there.
Yeah.
At that time, it was to help pay for insurance, but it was so high.
okay.
I think we also went through the insurance company, the township, because I don't know if they still do. But I mean, we're still getting $3,000 from the township that no other charitable organization gets.
No.
Everybody else still does their own plowing and
Yeah,
volunteers do that.
yeah.
We pay John sometimes at the Schumann Park and it's a little overwhelming when you get some
Mhm.
big snow dumps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's up to council.
Yeah,
I just wondered if it had been discussed.
it happened,
Nothing.
at that time, and, maybe it's decided on no extra, but. You say that's up to council, if anybody else has any points to make.
I'm okay with the way it is for this year.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, the cleaning supplies and the paper supplies is their responsibility. I mean, even if we increase it by a nominal fee of $500, it's something
Mhm.
that isn't, you know. I don't know,
Yeah.
what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I know it's precedent setting also, but it's been precedent setting for how many years too, right?
Yeah,
So if you kind of look at it, as yes, there are lots of costs up there, I'm sure their taxes have raised too over the last, how many years it's been.
they pay taxes, do you pay taxes? Yeah,
Yeah, they pay taxes too, so
Yeah.
it's,
yeah,
yeah, I know.
yeah, so, yeah, in that sense.
So, yeah, in that sense, it's, yeah.
Council wants to increase to $500, I would suggest that we could take another 500 off the building maintenance. That was put up, we want to do the steel railing for the new bathrooms.
Yeah,
I think we can do it for less than that, so you could probably, that's all for,
Yeah, get that done, for sure, right?
some on the works. We're gonna do it in months, so it's gonna save some. So if you want,
What page is that on?
same page.
14. Well, it's up to council.
Yeah.
Okay, Sheldon, how do you feel?
I think. Well, we do provide it's a source of something for the community. I know they get good turnouts at their events. I mean. I know it's a private, I know it's a private, and they do pay taxes, but at the same time, I guess. If it was up to the township, I guess if you look at it this way, if it was up to the township to provide the same recreational services. Could we do it? Could we do the same quality of services for an extra $500 when we break? Saying that, I'd be fine with the extra 500.
That's what I was just gonna say, I'd be fine with it.
Kevin,
No, I'd be fine with the 500, then.
Iris,
I'm fine with it as long as when somebody else comes along and asks for $500, they're gonna give it to them.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it's a recreational service to residents. We don't have another recreation. Except for township one here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's certainly a spot.
Okay.
So we're good.
I think we're good. I think
Yeah.
we pretty much said.
So we'll increase it by 500. And we're gonna take the 500 off the 2,500 and make it 2,000.
Yeah.
And Jordan's gonna have a strong and somebody.
We'll get it.
Member of council.
Council can dump it.
Yeah, we got a little meeting today, we got a little meeting today. We'll bring boots here with us.
Good.
Yeah.
If I may ask a question, is this going to be the standard increase going forward, or just for this year?
I think it would be just for this.
It'll be reviewed every year.
Yeah, it can be reviewed. You're in the system.
Yeah.
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 What falls under programs and activities? Is that for the rest?
That is, the yeah, the graduation test.
Has the recreation committee done a budget?
I haven't seen I mentioned it again last night, but it's really important to build a calendar and have a budget.
Yeah.
Because you've got event calendar to see it at least 6 months, maybe prior.
Yeah.
For planning and budgeting, but with some of the new forms that we've seen, that'll also help, because you can put some dollars in there and then you can build a budget from some of the ideas, right? So
Yeah,
I think it will come along, it's just gonna take a couple.
yeah, it's it'll take some
Yeah, it takes some
time,
time.
that's why I said to move in baby steps,
But
because if they try to do too much, it's not gonna work.
it's going in the right direction, I think, so I'm feeling good about it in that sense. Structure starting to fall in place.
Okay, so we have some recreation, Western County Park. Page 15.
The only change I made on here is I did add the increase that, the library had requested. It worked out 97.
Oh, say
If council would
Yeah.
like to leave it in there. And to go back to page 1, overall with all the changes.
Just one more thing,
Yeah.
if I may, on page 12, I know members of council weren't here when we were talking about environmental services. And if you look at the consulting fees, like the actual for, 2023 and why there might have been an increase in 2024, I don't know if other members of council that weren't here were aware of what was happening with that.
So yeah, that is in conjunction with hiring someone to, help us transition through the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we had, seen how it's gonna be kind of a one-time thing. We're taking that over reserve, right?
Yeah.
Waste reserves.
So waste reserves, you can see the bond factor and consulting use.
yeah.
This is all we talked to Joe Hall.
Well, the compactor was put into reserve at the end of the year, because we had that money left over, and now we just,
Use it.
yeah, so it's not affecting.
Correct, Tammy, who did work with Joe Hall, that it's on, and kind of as he's working for us, it's not an actual number.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a budget number.
That's what we think. Yeah.
council have any other questions?
Okay, so I guess what. You know, in the room is the hospital.
Yeah.
We have the request for,
The emergency redevelopment, I did send that off to council for
Yep.
review.
Yeah.
so 25,000. For that is $8,332 a year. And
Doctor recruiting.
Is 13,500.
that includes, yeah. 65
You're welcome,
and 7.
which I couldn't support, which I couldn't support for local. That's bringing in, like, that's bringing in positions, right?
Yes, for the emergency.
Emergency and stuff.
Instead of closing the emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see the emergency.
No,
No. And it's close.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for one doctor up there, like 480 hours a week,
Mhm.
to keep that emergency open.
Mhm.
It's at a tipping point and the hospital needs help.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, hopefully the townships help out.
Does anyone know what other municipalities are doing? I haven't been,
No,
I'll be at county next
Yeah,
week, but that's,
you'll be able to get a feel for it then, right?
yeah,
So if you add the two together, for 1 year, it's a cost of 21,833, and we do have 30,549 in reserves. And the last position recruitment was dissolved,
31,000,
21,833
that's what the total is.
Yeah, and 30,549.
Right.
so for this year, we would have the money.
Yes.
We can pull it out of reserve and leave the rest of the money in reserve for next year.
And we don't know what the municipalities are really doing. I think MD passed their budget. I think I read something about it where they included it in the budget, but that wasn't necessarily in there for see.
Okay.
I think I remember reading that paper, but I wouldn't say.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Like, I have no problem with the emergency room funding, the upgrades, the expansion, because, there's a lot of misinformation, I think, in the paper, especially comments from people where, we get comments from people where it's like we shouldn't be funding healthcare. But in the sense of the emergency department, it's, when it comes to expansion of hospitals or equipment, there's been always requests from the general public, for a certain percent of that, for them to be able to proceed, right?
Yeah,
Because the way I understood in the meeting, a lot of even the ask from municipalities isn't for the structure itself or
No.
the equipment, it's for the furniture and
Yeah.
there was a bunch of other things that kind of don't get covered
yeah,
under that money they get from the government. And, so it's always been a percentage asked of the general public and municipalities.
and it's always been that way, I mean, you look at the hospital and, you go into a room
Yeah.
and there's a plaque that says furniture for this
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
you know,
No, exactly.
funded from so and so,
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
and we do have a responsibility to ensure that our ratepayers receive adequate healthcare too, if we can help. And like I said, I'm really concerned about how fragile our emergency department is right now.
Yeah.
We're on the verge of, they can say, well, we're gonna be closed. Because when they look for doctors to cover the emergency, they don't just have to book the one that's gonna be there, they have to have another one on standby in case something happens to the one that's not gonna be there. So instead of making sure you got the ship covered by a doctor, you gotta have a backup also.
And sometimes you don't know that until the day before, it's
Yeah.
that close.
Yeah.
So far, knock on wood,
Yes,
we haven't had to close
we're
the,
very lucky.
we haven't had an emergency closure, so we're very fortunate.
Yes, we are.
Hospitals around us have,
Lots of
that
them.
is closed.
And our employer, Alamo, Problem Place. And I mean, where do the people go when it gets closed?
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
And the other big challenge is physician recruitment, trying to get people convinced to come to our area.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And I agree it is a provincial problem, but we're being forced to be involved in it.
Oh, no.
All the other, I mean, we're not just
It's not unique to
trying
us.
to recruit for us, we're trying to compete
Well, that's
against
the big-
all the other municipalities
problem.
that's offering, you know, these big incentives for them
When
to
you,
come.
yeah, when they go to those recruitment sessions, when they go, and everyone's in, everyone's lobbying and offering this and offering that, and
Yeah.
that's what happens is there's signing bonuses and all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
even the merch that's handed here, here's a pen that's worth X amount of dollars just to sign if you want to come,
Yeah,
all kinds of
yeah,
little things that smaller areas like this, we can't afford that,
no, like I think Kingston offers 250,000.
there's some big money.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean,
Signing bonus stuff
yeah,
to come, yeah.
so, you know, like, if you don't join the game, then it's our ratepayers that lose.
Well, no, it's the ratepayers that
Yeah.
pay the penalty if the hospital suffers. All of us, so
Yeah.
we're all ratepayers, we
Yeah.
all are.
And I mean, we have a good hospital here.
Mhm.
I mean, the things that they can do there,
Well, no, it's really good,
yeah,
we're very fortunate.
we're very fortunate. So what's council's thoughts on this then? Are we going to include it? And get the money from reserve? Yeah, we'll have to. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will include those.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change the, bottom line. One other topic for discussion, is the pilot program for the food saver. Council didn't discuss whether they are interested in that or not. So the municipal investment for 50 households would be $5,000.
That's those composting things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good, but
For 50 units. So it's $100 a unit, no.
Well, yeah, I forget that, there's the numbers, there's a portion the township pays and a portion that whoever, they have to pay as well, the person who takes that, like I would pay a portion. the
Yeah.
Township would pay a portion, right,
Okay,
if I wanted one.
okay, So-
I just forget the numbers right now.
Yeah.
How it works.
so 5,000 is the township's total?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you wanted one, you would have to pay an amount of
On
of
top of it.
the townships.
Yeah.
And then that's to be used as in Nixon, or
You can,
yeah,
Very-
audit plans or gardens.
yeah, that's been around for a while, we did that before.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's
Last year.
something handy for someone in an apartment or in the
Yeah.
city. But I mean, I don't know, maybe for seniors around here, but for myself, I have my own company.
I think that's all it has.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if we would, if we would kind of poll the constituents to see if there's interest? Do you think you'd get 50?
Oh, Tammy,
I did have one resident come to the office and ask about purchasing one if we were involved in the program.
one.
But coming on the.
Okay, there's a little bit of interest.
Yeah.
So now you got 49 more to sell.
Yeah. I'm like Iris, I got my own.
Question would, and if you could buy one,
I'm not home enough to use it.
see, okay,
Yeah,
so.
and I wouldn't mind.
I think it's kind of interesting, but I would have to have it where I am all the time.
Yeah,
Well, it's, yeah,
So do we get 50 of those and have them in stock here? Or is it kind of, if some, the person that come in, if they want one, they order it? And like, how does it work?
I think you have to order the
50 households, and you gotta order 50, so
Yeah.
$500. The more you buy, the cheaper.
The cheaper they are, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money to put out. If
It
you
is.
can't-
I wanna see
yeah,
that.
that's, you know, it's through the entrance. Purchase.
I remember there was a
Yeah.
breakdown.
If someone's really interested, they're.
Is there? I don't think there is any other thing out there like that, is there? Not that I've seen.
Never really researched it, so.
You guys want?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, there was other, they broke down some other numbers, I just forget what they were on the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
presentation.
have the costs and the presentation of what it would be, with the townships
Yeah.
portion,
Right.
have it in there, but for budgeting purposes, I just.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah,
I can see it in the city, you know, in an apartment building and, you know, that kind of thing, like, you wouldn't wanna have a composter in your yard because of cleans and that kind of thing in the city where this would. And I don't know. I think we should, there's a way we could find out what the interest would be. If we posted it on our website.
it's, yeah, it's-
Somewhere where we can get some feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
feedback.
I'm trying to remember what the individual portion was. Remember?
Individual portion of,
Yeah, like what the person said, I wanted, well, what I have to pay my portion of.
Well, maybe when we
Yes, we
post
get
it
it.
on the website, we should have that.
Yeah, it was in the presentation. I just-
I was gonna say, you could go back and meet.
It wasn't cheap.
No, gee,
Most, yeah, there was one slide
Yeah.
in this, in the presentation, I showed that breakdown. I just
Okay,
can't
we'll
remember.
find that.
They didn't write it down.
Cost, so people know.
well, they didn't break
The
it.
cost is.
I didn't write it down.
Oh,
I wrote some other stuff down, but I didn't write down the breakdown.
yeah,
I think that presentation is in one of our meetings,
it's
right?
in our package, it was in the last meeting,
Yeah.
right?
Go back and look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
you
one
just
was
go
it?
back.
Was the meeting?
March sixth,
Yeah,
yeah, one.
Just looking back.
Yeah.
Maybe we do our second reading. That lasts some.
I can see some seniors using it just to get rid of their compost, you know, they don't garden much anymore, or
Yeah.
whatever, because it should turn it to. Dirt, I guess, but
So I don't know, Bob,
another thing is, would they even be able to afford
yeah, well, it says $150 resident cost.
Yeah, resident cost is $150, yeah.
For the $250.
That's for the smaller one,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's actually retail at 500 and then there's the municipal discount and then the Impact Canada investment.
Well, it's a good price, it's a good price, you know, if you wanted to do,
Yeah.
you're only paying about 50%.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
About $100, right?
I'm with Valerie, I think we should see what
Just
feedback we get on it.
Yeah. Post it on the website and.
Post it on the website. Yeah, and tell them what the costs are, so
See if we
you're
get
not
some
gonna be
feedback.
getting the phone calls.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can get some feedback, but that's a slide, I guess it's 17, right, slide 17.
yeah,
That's a nice breakdown.
yeah.
And I don't know if everybody goes on the website, so, but would it be silly to put in an insert or something on the next? tax bills?
That won't go to August.
Yeah,
This is the food.
Well, almost do something.
yeah. Like,
I think if someone sees it on the website, it'll kind of
spread around.
spread around too.
Obviously somebody, whoever come in and inquired or phone and inquired, they also read it in the paper or watched the meeting, right? So,
Oh, I want,
I think I seen a comment on
There's like
social
that's
media.
I know somebody that can use one, I'll buy one.
I seen something on social media that they had seen it in another municipality.
well,
And they had said, well, contact your municipal office and ask.
When they did the presentation, they talked about different municipalities that were.
Yeah.
were participating in it.
Yeah, see what happens with it.
Purposes on, move that, or how do you want to do that?
You'd add it to the budget, right?
Yeah,
Just so it's there.
I would change it to them. Cause we get $5,000 tied up in that and then we're gonna store them.
Mhm. No, you wouldn't go ahead and do anything,
no,
just plan for it.
Yeah,
We test the waters and see.
yeah, if we have the interest, we can do it, but if we don't,
hey, you know, it's.
But yeah,
Find the
I
money
mean,
somewhere.
you bring about 50 of those things to store something.
yeah.
If you get 49, you know,
Any other questions, discussions on the budget?
No.
I think so.
No, use staff kind of went ahead, I know we had a deficit yet when we left the last meeting. Staff kind of went ahead and juggled some of the numbers and actually,
It looks good.
adjusted some of his numbers that I was gonna suggest, and he gets on to it, I wasn't reading my mind, I don't know.
Mine's didn't go like. Tammy just sent a chat in here about food saver. Apparently MB is doing a Facebook survey,
Okay,
so that's something else. Right.
No,
Oh,
no, I suggested doing a poll or survey on Facebook. And MV is actually enrolled in this pilot program for the food cycle.
sorry, I misunderstood your message.
All good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, doing the polls, everybody, good feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe a chat even with MD staff to see how they're doing, so. You know.
I
As
see
the
the
program is going,
there's
right?
satisfaction ratings, yeah.
See if we got any feedback, right?
yeah.
Yeah, from residents.
This program was here 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
something
so.
tells me we had a presentation on that one. I was there.
If it's going on, not long.
Yeah,
Well, we waited.
Yeah, and you
Do a
were-
poll this year, see what.
I remember that.
You can do it next year and then over in it. Yeah, that's right.
So.
You wait long enough. Oh.
Really sound
I just know people who use it.
Yeah,
some gifts.
yeah.
Back to Iron's questions about what the CRA, the community risk assessment actually costs, I pulled up 15,900 pages.
15,000.
15,900 plus tax.
Gonna write that in my
Community
notes.
risk assessment.
Starts.
No, I have to remember.
15,900.
Any other questions on the budget or any other comments or?
Looks good. It's good. Good job on working the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the municipalities are having a terrible time. Brandford was still rented.
I need some room.
That,
I need some room.
If you're not there, you're told to get it.
if you try to hold the line and don't come up with a good budget that you can abide by,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay the next year, right there.
I mean, yeah, I know at the last meeting too, when we were here, because we had asked about the OPP increase, right? And so, I don't, if the rest of the council's interested in it, I don't. We got a copy of the latest report from OPP, the municipal billing, 2024 annual billing statement package, and in there kind of gives the reasons of why
Yeah.
the increase was so much. So yeah, to me, it basically come down to salary rates, arbitration, the last collective agreements, 2% overall salary increase. Yeah, reconciliation, right, and that's kind of where our increase is. That's what I read out of it anyway, I don't know if you looked at yours, that's kind of what I got,
Yeah,
right?
with some of the freezes that the provincial government did to people, now that's tacked up because.
Yeah.
Now that they have to do that catch up pay stuff,
Yeah,
so that's where you see that. The big jumps,
yeah,
but I've
that,
seen 7% and higher increases
Yeah.
in some areas.
yeah, because I started thinking, well, maybe it was because of certain, you get all your calls for service counts and reasons for why, right, and yeah, I do see some slight increases in some of the lines, but. So it comes down to basically calls for assist too, that doesn't help you either, right, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it's, what scared me really when I read the Eganville Leader last week, and you may have seen it, you may have not, but. Killaloo's gonna be a brand new detachment, right?
Yeah.
And it's coming, and they'll be either on site or a different site, and if you read further in the article, it was like. Plans are built. A new, more up to date, but also to house another 16 constables in the future. And it's just like,
Well, they're planning for what? Planning for a directional change, but it doesn't sound that great.
no,
But that's not the unfortunate part of the reality of what you see in the
Yeah.
environment in the cities, right?
Yeah.
the thing is, who pays?
Well, no, I can
We
tell
pay for
you,
those other 16.
Yeah.
you don't touch them, but
So, yeah, watch it.
unfortunately, sign of the times.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're forecasting the need.
it's one of those services I truly believe should go back to the province, but,
Yes,
let them deal with it, right? It's.
Don't think they'll take it back anytime.
And that's the problem, like, yeah, I was said that they give us the old MPF there, or whatever it is every year, and they take us from half of it back
Yeah.
to police funding, so it's like,
Yeah,
what's the point?
yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. No.
Okay. On we go. Police Services Board. Member.
Yes, so this is a new committee board that is being established. Kind of. Similar to what was established before with the neighboring municipalities. And we have been asked to have a council representative.
Yeah.
So we need to appoint a council.
Okay, so do we have any volunteers?
When do they meet?
I don't know that yet, they're
Yeah.
just getting things established,
So I
so
was just thinking about that big barbecue they have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know I was on the previous one before.
I was on the first 4
Peter
years,
Wing is on for a while.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, I got fire and rescue every second Thursday, or second and fourth Thursday of the month. Then I got this council, then I'm on the church council,
So I'll do that and we'll give Wayne the rec.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I'll take it.
What, the rec?
We're talking about right now.
Police services,
If nobody else,
Well, like I say, if I kind of knew when they met, would you?
that, you know,
Yeah,
matter how often, right? I think the other one, previous, what did they meet, maybe once?
Thursday, once every 4 months.
Maybe quarterly.
Yeah.
Once every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, quarter.
I think for sure.
okay, so we have a resolution that council for the corporation of the township of Blue Mountain, Dr. Ragland hereby appoint Councilor Sheldon Keller as the municipal representative for the police services board, Phil Louis Hatchman. Can I get a mover for that, please? Move by Kevin, seconded by Wayne. Any comments, questions?
No?
I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
For the reason, take one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask if I can bring it.
Yeah.
Fred.
Bring a friend. Only at the barbecues.
Okay, so I guess we have some other
Yeah.
requests to be approved and that are included in our budget. The public works. Roadside mower resolution, and we have a staff report. The resolution first though, that reads the council for the corporation of the township of Blue Mountain, Dr. Ragland directs the operations manager to bid on a 2019 Bombford off EDO BFA 6.0 more up to $16,500 plus HFC via gov deals. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Wayne Banks, seconded by Councilor Quad. We have a staff report, the works manager was.
So through the mayor to council, we can bring this up through budget discussions that our current mower is not really met its needs here. It's been kind of a headache, to say the least. A lot of downtime last summer. I can read my report off here for you. So summer season upon us, we began to prepare for what's ahead of us. So numerous repairs and downtime last year, staff are recommending that the Serena mower be replaced. So number of downfalls with the mower were it's kind of a very light constructed frame. One of the swing arms bent on it. We had replaced under warranty. It bent again. This time it almost broke off. Staff repaired it. And it proceeded to bend in another location, it was repaired again, and it's now sitting bent again, so. Yeah, whatever, it's a design flaw with it, it's not good. Some of the other issues, the flail drum, from my perspective, I believe it's off balance, it's got a wicked shape to it. Causing a lot of the bolts to actually rattle out the back roller that it sits on, fell off twice due to vibration. The first time it actually destroyed the bearings, so the bearings with bigger bolts, and it's still rattled loose, and we've had to use welding bolts, so. Also led to some issues with the hangers for the flail heads themselves. Getting oblong, and we seem to be going through a lot of bolts with the extra play in there. It also leads to a lot of the heads will come flying off the machine, which is leading to some safety concerns. So with all that said, it really hasn't performed well. We don't think it's gonna last another year, even if we do try and patch it together, so it's, in my opinion, best we say goodbye to it now, we can maybe still get something for it. And look at something different. So we did a lot of research, looked around, looked at what other municipalities are using. Actually, the Bombford mower popped up on the deals. Really good deal for the name of the mower, it's a higher end mower. It's similar to what we had in the past, so in the past, we had a brush hog. With an extendable arm, and then a counterweight that balances itself. Only difference with this one being it's got a two-piece boom arm that it reaches out with. So a little better construction there, and it'll give us a better reach off the roadside too. Similar to what the county uses too. New, that more range around $40,000 to $50,000. We look at some other units, to compare to as well, just a typical hay mower, basically, it was ranging $20,000 to $25,000. And that's what I initially budgeted for, just a straight cut. It was actually what our contractor in the first year was a disc line one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
6-foot cut disc line one. Again, we're limited to
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that. And this perceived some issues with the terrain and not taking more too, so. So again, we initially budgeted for that more, and then this popped up, and I think it's gonna fit what we need. So in some of the options, we do nothing, continue to use more until we fail, posing some safety concerns. We go back to contracting or services, which 25 to 30,000 annually for that. If not more, with the price of fuel, it's gone up. Or we purchase the Donford mower and continue our normal operations.
That mower just goes on the tractor.
3.8 now.
Yeah.
Another beauty with that mower, it actually has, and that's, the name of it is it's a VFA, so it's a vertical forward alignment. So it actually swings around beside the tractor a little bit, so the operators. It's not, even though they look back, it's more in line with the back tire.
Yeah.
So better for operations that way. So yeah, with that number, that brings us down. And that helps our budget too.
What do you think we did for the old one, for the current?
I have a surplus report, the boomer. I'm hoping to get at least 8 for it. If possible, there was another one comparable to that just sold, and it was roughly that too. So,
Similar conditions.
it's just general more, I would assume it's the same.
Okay.
Always use both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something is better than something.
Exactly.
Okay, any other questions from council? I'll call for the vote now. I didn't get a mover and a seconder for that, did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay, I'll call for the vote then. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Opposed? The motion is carried. Okay, public works
Where's that?
surplus equipment.
Norwich Township.
We have a resolution that council for the township of Green Island, Dalton, Ragland, declare the 1980 John Deere 444 loader and 2022 Sabina flail mower as surplus. Further directs the operations manager to dispose of the surplus via gut deals. Can I get a mover for that, please? Moved by Sheldon. Seconded by Councilor Quad. And we have a report from the operations manager.
Thank you, Your Worship. So just to tie everything together, we just went through, obviously, the Solima mower, we done surplus now. Just reiterates the main reason why. Again, estimated to sell for approximately $8,000. Back at the beginning of the report here, we have the 2006 CAT that was approved at the previous budget meeting. Has arrived, which will push the 85 CAT loader near to the wayside. And the 1980 John Deere loader will now be declared surplus and sold.
I realize I worked in Blue Mountain, but not.
Probably when that was purchased. Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
That was a good loader.
That was a bit longer, that's why I'm here, it was originally purchased by the township machine on the dock.
Every good machine.
And it has done a lot of work for the development.
Yeah.
A lot of stories from Jimmy. They used to put culverts in
Yes.
Literally sideways in the road, digging out the road, maple culverts into the, well, it's a lot of work. So the recommendation was made to replace it as more and more issues started to arise with it, and apparently it would be costly. Coupled with the aging machine, just decided to replace it, so. We're hoping to see $12,000 for that unit. That's my report.
Okay, so any questions or comments from council? Okay, we'll call for the vote then, all those in favor? Opposed, the motion is carried. Okay, we have Public Works mulcher head resolution, and the resolution reads that council for the corporation of the township of Brunel, Lindop, and Raglan directs the operations manager to proceed with the purchase of a 2024 Comac mulcher head for the cat excavator from Amico Equipment Inc. in the amount of $54,785 plus HST. Can I get a mover for that, please? Will the councillor Coyle, seconded by Councillor Keller. And we have a report from the operations manager.
Thank you, Your Worship. So again, another item that we'll discuss through our budget discussions. I think most of the council are in favor of seeing this piece of equipment here. I'd like to proceed with that so we can get it in operation. So I'll just read my report off. So for many years, public works staff have struggled to keep ahead of the trees and brush that grow on the roadsides. Since obtaining the rubber tire excavator, municipality now has the opportunity to efficiently manage a lot of roadside trees and brush. Should council wish to proceed with this purchase. Currently staff are managing roadside trees manually using chainsaws, pole saws, and chipper. Generally, this operation requires 2 to 3 workers, and it's usually a slow process. In the past, the municipality has also contracted out some services, but with the price of equipment rentals and such, we generally don't get a lot of work done for the cost, so. So with the purchase of the mulching head, one worker can do the work at a much faster, cost-effective pace. We spent numerous hours researching pricing and looking at different mulch heads appropriate for our terrain and what our machine can handle. And we looked into the canoe procurement program for this purchase. We did reach out to 3 different suppliers, which one was built by Morbark, it's what the county uses. And they didn't respond to us. Bomford Turner, which is the same brand that the mower we just purchased. It's through Convoy Equipment. They responded to us, and the price of $80,500. Monthly, $80,600 roughly, plus HST. We also reached out to Bobcat of Ottawa on the Diamond Mower. They did not respond to us either. I had a little discussion with the county because they just purchased a new one to replace their old one. Price very comparable to the Bomford mower. So very similar price there. Didn't really care for that price. Did a little more research, found another supplier. They're not part of the new procurement program. However, in my opinion, obviously they're giving us a better price overall. And I think it's a better built machine. All the other ones are a belt drive. This is a direct drive system. It's with on. It's shock loaded with a Lovejoy connection, so it's a rubber connection in there for shock loading. So instead of using belts, that's what it is.
How big is that joint? Is that, I'm just curious.
I think they said it was 4 or 5 inches. It's a good size. So they're all comparable units, the Bomford and the one that Morbark makes. There were 40-inch cuts, this is a 50-inch cut. Yeah, I think it would be a.
The unit that the county had, how many years did they have theirs in service before they replaced it?
Oh, they'd be going on. Gosh, we get that shown, I don't know, I would say it'd be 5 years roughly.
5 or 6 years?
Yeah,
When you tendered that out before to do roadside work, what did that cost us a kilometer?
well, that was before my time.
Before your time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever done that.
we haven't for a while, no. Alan was, I believe, involved with that last time. But these are budgeted for, no, 5,000, maybe.
So you're talking about 50,
More than 34,000.
you're talking about 55,000 for the unit, right?
Yeah.
No, you get 5 years out of it. You get your ROIs back in a couple of years.
Yeah.
If that's what it costs to contract it out, the
Yeah.
investment, you return.
Because I think before, I mean, this is, you just budget so much in anyway.
And try and work within
An
an hour.
hourly and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You kind of get
And
it.
kind of like, this is what we have for money.
Yeah.
Cause
What can we get for hours?
You don't go far,
No,
hiring somebody for 20K, no, they're not gonna get much work done for $20,000.
no. And where is this at?
They're out of the south, exactly, I can't remember. Look at so many of them.
Yeah.
There's southern New Toronto.
Okay.
But they will come here, so what this includes is the machine, installation, and then we will staff training on it as well. Just put a little clip in here, should council wish to step out of the procurement process.
Yeah.
If they in the best interest of the municipality, the $25,000 difference between a procured price and a non-procured price is justifiable.
Good job, Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of work did you give you on that? Any type of, what's it?
2 year on this one?
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even think it'd be that.
Yeah. All the other ones are around 1 year.
Election. How many kilometers of road do you think you have to do a year to keep ahead of it?
To catch up. Lots.
Yeah.
I would plan, so what I would like to do is pick a certain number of roads, brush them 1 year, ditch them, gravel them, and work in stages that way.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take some time to get everything cut back. For sure.
The number seems attractive. Very. When you think of the cost, if you outsource it,
Yeah.
and then you have the luxury of doing it when you have 3 cycles.
Well, that's the thing too,
Your utilization of your own people is better.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Even this past winter, there have been times when they didn't have.
I know.
Yeah.
No snow,
Yeah.
no and brush.
Yeah.
Then we have it, and we're doing all the boots on the ground, but there's other things that they could be doing.
So, and like you said, but you have to go with the chipper and chainsaws, you're only looking at 3 people.
No, and
That's
the
not easy.
price of fuel going up, like, I mean, any of that stuff you contract out, the prices are gonna increase.
Yeah, you may have initial costs upfront, you know.
Yeah.
With purchasing your own equipment, but safety in the end, but it's
Well, you get much more money,
much more. Yeah.
much more work for your money.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're not relying on contractors, you have free time, you can leave. A lot of the times they land here, the most inconvenient time,
Yes.
trying to replan your day.
Yeah.
I think it would pay for itself, that's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Investment.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a really good investment.
Probably within 2 years.
I think, yeah, you're playing,
And then if it's.
based on what I'm hearing, I think that 2 years.
Yeah.
And if they're good for potentially 5 years, you're.
Yeah.
Kind of what, you know, the county does, and we do a lot as well, so, yeah, it seems good.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's, the county's unit has seen many hours.
Yeah.
I know they had some operator abuse.
Yeah, no, if you have a good operator that cares about doing things.
A lot of times too, and probably most of our situations, we're not gonna be brushing back as far as they did, because we don't have a right.
We don't have that much space.
It's,
It's the overhead.
It's the
That's
overhead. So we can move on.
Where this, you can reach up, get that overhead, right now you're limited to a pole saw,
Well-
16 feet at the most.
16 feet, and then if it's birch or something, your first big.
And your first wet snow and it's on.
It's right in your windshield.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's a.
Okay,
Sounds good.
any other questions or comments from council? I'll call for the vote, all those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, the motion is carried. We have a resolution for the confirmatory bylaw that reads that we, the council of the corporation of the township of Brunel and Falcon Raglan, hereby adopts bylaw 2024-12, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the March 20th, 2024 special meeting of council, having been introduced and read first, second, and third time, and finally passed. Can I get a mover for that, please? Councilor Quad, seconded by Councilor Banks. Any comments, questions? No. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed, the motion is carried. And we have the adjournment. That this meeting adjourned at 8:22 p.m. Can I get any? Oh, so we're talking. Thank you.